Hi everyone, I'm Ash.
And I'm Joe, and welcome. And in today's episode, we found a little article online that we want to share with you. And it's just like, wow. All I can say is wow. So let's go ahead and share it and we'll go through it all together.
Let's do it. Another unscripted review. Let's go.
Okay, there
There
we
we
go.
go.
Yes. All right, so in the mail online, when was this posted? Does it say? This was the 10th of July. So it's now 11th? Really?
Is it
Was this yesterday?
yeah, this was yesterday, Tuesday,
Oh,
11th of July. Was
okay.
it yesterday?
I thought it
Okay.
was the day before.
Anyways, crack on.
Okay. Oh, updated 10th of July. So they've done an update to it. There we go. So they've probably made some changes.
Yeah, so I've not even read this one, which makes it okay. Let's go.
Okay, so while we're buying a brand new petrol car just before the 2030 ban, says Matt Ridley, whoever the hell that is. So the 2030 ban is here in the UK. So Britain, it's just blah, blah, blah. We're going through it all. And then it's like, yeah, you read that right. It's possible we could be replacing all of Britain's cars. Could replace all Britain's cars and vans with electric vehicles and still find that carbon dioxide emissions are higher, not lower. Cost benefit? Hello. So he reckons carbon dioxide emissions are going to be higher with electric vehicles. Wow.
Some
Just,
people.
just wow. So, first thought, consider the politics. Most
Matt
electric.
Matt
Hey?
Ridley.
Yeah, no idea what that is.
I'm about to find out.
Yeah. Most electric car batteries are being made in China and its hold on market is growing, so this is an anti-China thing. Thanks to huge investment in lithium and other minerals, low labor costs and cheap coal-fired grid. China, really? Coal-fired is cheap according to you? It's easy, it's not cheap. Chinese company BYD overtook Tesla as the biggest manufacturer of electric vehicles last year. No, they didn't because they were producing hybrids, so that doesn't count as electric vehicles. And in truly sinister development, has just agreed with Tesla to join promote core socialist values while dominating the market and apparently fixing prices, which has already been cancelled by antitrust laws in China. Switching transport to electric in a short timescale will inevitably mean buying Chinese. What's wrong with that? My Tesla was made in China. I'm very happy with it. Are we really about to force ourselves to become even more reliant on a totalitarian regime? Sorry, but this decision was made in the 80s, 70s, when we decided not to produce anything anymore, and we gave China the power all the way back then. So, no, we're not about to. We've done it years ago.
Bless
Anyway,
him.
that stamps out freedom in Hong Kong. Yeah, okay, yeah. We gave up that fight long ago. Commits genocide against, I can't even pronounce it, that. Britain's war on Taiwan, well, yeah, of course, they still see Taiwan as part of China, and refuses to be transparent about how a pandemic began near its leading virus laboratory. Okay? Why should they be transparent? They are a, what's he call it, communist party. They don't need to be transparent. So it's all just garbage trying to come up with stupid excuses of why we shouldn't trust China. Whether you like it or not, China is taking over. China is almost, what, are they or are they not? The global economic powerhouse already. I mean, they're close if they aren't there already.
They are.
To wean ourselves off China over the next 7 years would require 100 times as much battery capacity. I'm not sure if that's right. I thought it was 27 according to Elon, which is neither affordable nor feasible. Why not? Why is it not affordable, not feasible? See, it just makes claims but doesn't state facts. To lure battery makers to the UK despite our sky-high energy prices. Our prices are sky-high because we shut down nuclear, you morons. Listen to this. Sky-high energy prices caused by massive investment in wind power and refusal to tap shale gas. My gosh. Our prices are sky high because we shut down nuclear. We stopped investing in nuclear, and because we invest so little in nuclear, the cost of nuclear has actually gone up. You morons.
Well,
And
he's Matt Ridley's an ex-House of Lords associate.
yeah,
So he is well in with the government,
yeah.
which gives you a very good indication. And he writes for mainly The Economist, and he's worked for Northern Rock before as well, which is when was this? When was this? No, Northern Rock's just a building society. That's not what I want to know. I don't know. I can't find really any credentials on here that makes me think anything this guy's got to say is valid or
No,
informed or
no,
anything, to be honest. He just
exactly.
looks like a
Someone having a rant without any information. And everything he's trying to state as facts without actually having facts in there is all false. Because you just have to look at the stats that, excuse me, that renewables are already cheaper than gas and what's his name? Coal. And nuclear would have been cheaper if we didn't stop investing in it after Chernobyl.
it would
And
have
it
been.
gotten even worse after Fukushima. It's like they all like look at Germany, morons, complete start, kept on shutting down, and look at France, who kept on investing. France has the cheapest electricity probably in the world, but definitely in Europe, like less than half the price of what we're paying, because they didn't stop investing in nuclear. There's your facts right there. Case in point, we have actual real world data that nuclear is better. Have you heard of any nuclear, incidents in France? No, because they haven't gone and built it on any fault lines. That was the problem with Fukushima. They built it close to a place that has natural disasters. They do get tsunamis and stuff. You
That's it.
don't
It was
build
always
stuff
going to
like
end
that
one
there.
way.
Yeah.
No, I
And
can't find anything on here that makes him credible at all.
the government is having to throw armfuls of taxpayer money at battery and car manufacturers. I don't know if there's currently any incentives for battery installments. There's currently
Not in the UK, I don't think.
the only current incentive there is for cars is your tax benefit. What you call that thing, when you work and you get tax relief or
No,
whatever.
working tax
Um,
credits, isn't it?
yeah, something like that. And less road tax, which is going to change. Definitely going to change. They need to make their road tax on some way, so they will change the road tax thing soon. But
No.
we don't currently have something like what they have in America, with the what's it called? This current massive incentive they got in America.
It's the EV thing, man.
Yeah, the what Inflation
Oh,
Reduction
there
Act.
we go. Inflation Reduction Act. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a blank day. So we don't currently have anything like that. I think that got stopped like 2 years ago. Yeah, because it's not needed. Even if
No.
our government saw that you no longer need it, EVs are inevitable.
Well,
Excuse me.
it's only because Biden wanted to get in bed with Mary.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why they've done that. If it weren't for that reason, they wouldn't have done it because it doesn't make any sense.
I
The
mean,
only
I'll take
company they
it.
didn't want, no, obviously we'll take it, but they've done this for GM and your original
Yes.
companies. And the
Yes.
only person benefiting at the end of the day, Tesla.
Yeah. Exactly. So, British Volt failed to build its gigafactory in Bluff for lack of taxpayer subsidies. I mean, is that true? Is it not true? Who knows? I don't know. I don't have the facts for that, so we'll pass on that.
Guess what I just found?
What?
Matt Ridley, I have a financial interest in coal mining on my family's land.
Here we go.
Things are starting to make a little bit sense. Sorry, guys, I know
Yeah.
I'm not being very interactive with the video. I'm just doing some research in the background to try and find out why this pleb is saying what he's saying, and we can see why now. Obviously, he's trying to line his own pockets.
Exactly. So that he's got financial interest to get more coal going.
Mm-hmm.
So he's willing to kill people just to get more money. That sums it up.
Literally says it. I have a financial interest in coal mining on my family's land.
There we go. Yeah. So basically, I don't even think we have to go through all of the rest of this, but yeah, it's just all BS. Yeah, they talk about the infrastructure is not adapted to it. I even talked to my neighbor the other day about she says heard the rumors about how the cars are heavier and the bridges are going to collapse and all that. And she's quite old, so she wouldn't know the facts. But she never even heard of Tesla until I bought one and I had it sitting in my drive. Most people don't know about it. And then I explained to her that, how the Land Rovers and those things actually weigh like half a ton to a ton more than my car. And she's like, so what the hell are they on about then? I'm like, they're just trying to scare people.
They are, yes.
So yeah, it's just all nonsense. All nonsense. What's this? Meanwhile, optimistic of the emission savings of electric cars over petrol diesel is 25% per vehicle, and the UK generates 1% of worldwide emissions. Okay, so he's talking about UK emissions, saying that we shouldn't switch to EVs because our emissions is that little. But what you're not thinking about, you moron, is we're talking worldwide. We all live on the same planet. So you can't just think UK emissions. Yes, we produce very little locally, but because we're such a global economy, a lot of the stuff that we consume, the emissions for it was created somewhere else. So you got to factor in those emissions. And that's what they don't do, is they don't factor the emissions that's created on our behalf in places like China, so that they can manufacture stuff there so that we can use it here. No, they just factor about the emissions that we produce. So they reckon we don't produce that much and that EVs won't create that big a difference. So he's talking about 0.044%. That might actually be correct. I haven't looked at the numbers, but it might actually be correct of, our EV emissions or our emissions compared to the rest of the world. We would have reduced by 0.044%. That's still a reduction. And if everybody reduces it, it makes a difference. And EVs alone isn't going to do the reductions that we need. It's all the systems combined. We need to get away from using coal, you coal-eating moron. Oh my gosh, I'm getting bridled up. Yeah.
Yes.
We need to get away from freaking gas. I mean, geez, in our last video we saw how much gas we use in this country. It's crazy how much gas we use.
Absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to send you something on WhatsApp. You've got your screen share and everything
Yeah, I'll bring it
going.
up. Yeah, most
But
people don't factor in how much emissions is being generated on our behalf by other countries. Because we export a lot of our waste and we import a lot of our products. So we don't, as a country, don't generate that much locally, and they trying to pull those numbers up. But if we can just change the generation of energy to, sustainable energy, then we would make a much bigger difference than what cars would do. But cars is part of the dynamic.
it is.
I think it's something like a third of all pollution for the oil industry is generated just transporting the oil products around. So just transporting the oil to get to the refineries, to get it to the fuel stations, to get it in your car, is a third of it is the pollution. So just by switching to fully electric, you can get rid of a third of the pollution generated by the oil industry. Just by not having to have these transmission emissions. And then there's still the actual burning of it that will then reduce it even more.
Yes.
Burning it in your car, burning it in the fuel stations, and all these things. Madness. Okay, here's the thing that Ashley shared. Yeah, we're gonna move on.
It's just we can almost add it into the video just as a link for people to click on, just if they want to see who this guy actually is.
I just want to quickly go here to the comments section because I thought the comments were brilliant. There's some of them that just absolutely rips into it. Just like loads of people.
When
Instead
people
of
want to have a
repeating
say.
lies, why not try one out for yourself? Yeah, why not try driving an EV? Yeah, almost too fast. I agree with this. EVs are almost too fast and need virtually no maintenance. Yeah, by 2029, no one will buy ICE cars. Any that are left on the roads after 2035 will be difficult to run because finding fuel for them would be difficult. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how expensive fuel's going to become. That's why I had to pull the trigger and go to EV because I can't afford to be paying for those expensive fuel things.
No, it's getting ridiculous. Obviously, it looks very credible from day dot.
So he's got a BA's bachelor's, yeah, in
Yep.
what?
Zoology. Zoology.
Zoology, yeah. So
And again, so
what the hell does that have to do with energy?
nothing whatsoever. And if you scroll a little bit further down, you'll see he's a conservative member of parliament, or is in that way. And there's the coal interest where it clearly states his interest. And if you go a little bit further down, obviously we don't have to go through all this, people can read it.
Yeah.
Stance on climate change. This is a very, very interesting read. I just went through this while we were having this discussion. Again, I'm not going to go through everything, but do yourselves a favor. If you want to see who this guy is that apparently has all this to say, go and have a read and make an informed decision. Don't just listen to a bunch of spill coming out of his mouth.
Wow, look at this. I'm going to highlight this. Global warming is real. It is also, so far, mostly beneficial. Are you a moron?
The guy is an absolute pleb. But again, listen, mate, be my guest. If you want to write articles like this, go for it. But if me and you find it, you're going to get it. You are going to get torn a new one. He's an absolute... No, I can't finish that sentence because it will be too much. But do yourselves a favor, guys. Have a look at this and then decide for yourselves how credible this pleb it really is.
This is crazy. Coal interest stands on climate change. Like, wow.
And that's his stance in 2022, yeah? That is literally about a year ago, mate.
And he gets paid to do speeches. My gosh, people are actually listening to him. Wow.
Well, hence is why hopefully these sorts of videos gets out and people see it. And
look, he wrote another thing for the Daily Mail. Seems like most of his things for Daily Mail.
It
Madness
is,
of our worship of wind.
He just wants coal, mate.
He wants coal. It's
very all he wants. He just wants to line his own pockets. That's all he's talking about.
Ridicule the Paris climate agreement. So yeah, he's doing everything he can to promote coal so that he can make more money.
Effective immediately, yes.
Yes.
And it's mad because most people will go and read this stuff that he's put online and don't go and do a little bit more research to see who exactly the person is that's telling them all this stuff. And by all means, go and check out who I am. You won't find much because I'm not that much of an influential person, but be my guest.
Just loads of articles that he's writing. There's just all a bunch of BS.
It is. And again, I couldn't find anything that makes this guy credible. If somebody else can, please share it. I'd love to know, but I can't find anything. And I've spent the last...
This part, yeah, explains it all.
Exactly.
It's all financial interest to line his pockets.
So that, in a nutshell, has just debunked everything he said.
Look, yeah, I deliberately do not argue directly for the interest of the modern coal industry. Yeah, but you do everything to like fight against renewables.
Yes.
Consistently champion the development of gas reserves. Why?
He's the biggest threat to coal mining.
than what renewables ever can be. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Let's put it this way. Tesla's Mega Pack product wouldn't have a 2-year backlog if it wasn't financially viable. And it is extremely financially viable, and that's why there's a 2-year backlog, because they cannot produce them fast enough. So batteries are already better than everything else.
Yep, it's been that way for the last couple of years.
Yeah. All right. I'll stop share there. All right, there we go. So yeah, right. I think we can wrap that one up. That is just pointing out some morons with financial interests and
that's it. Yeah, I didn't have too much to say on this one. Apologies, but I needed to just quickly do some research and see who this guy was. And
yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah,
again, this is what makes the unscripted thing a little bit
tricky.
I don't know, not as productive sometimes, because we could have had all this sorted. But then I don't know. I think this just adds another feeling to it. Exactly. I prefer it.
Yeah, and we cut out the dead spots and transitions and stuff like that anyway, so
yeah,
it seems smoother. But yeah, this just proves to you most people who don't follow like how we do, because as we say, we're in our bubble, most people will go read stuff like that. Most people that's a bit older than us will still read the Daily Mail. Most people still read all these publications. And these things are
Yep.
in there, and they don't go and do any more research.
No, not at all. And the weird thing is, like, I'll take London now as an example. When I used to travel on the underground, right? You walk past this thing and there's a newspaper. You're going to be on the train for the next half an hour. You pick the newspaper up because you've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, and it's free.
And it's free. So now you go and you sit and you read all this stuff. Let's say you don't even actually pay attention to it. You just quickly breeze through it whilst you're on your journey. Now you come out, you go visit your mate's house, you go and you sit down, you have a discussion about something to do with what you've just read.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much rubbish it is, that is going to ping into your brain and you're going to go, oh, but what about this?
Yeah.
You've not checked that information. You don't know where it's come from. It's literally
No.
just a seed that's been planted. It's almost like subliminal messaging, to be honest with you.
It is. Yeah, and unfortunately, the more I've gotten into Tesla as a financial investment, the more I've found out about how politically motivated the newspapers and the old media is, and
Oh,
how,
massively.
you know, since Elon's takeover of Twitter, it's you've gone even more. Like, I've never really read them or I've never bought a newspaper in my life. But
No.
as you say, you used to pick up a free paper every now and again, and
Yeah,
it's
don't
just
get me wrong. I've not done that for years. I was just using that as an example when
yeah.
I was still traveling on the underground. But
But
how many people do that?
imagine all the brainwashing that's going on there.
Loads of it.
You know, it's madness.
And most people won't go and fact check what they've just read. They've literally just done it so they can have something to entertain them for when they get
Exactly.
home. But
Exactly.
little do they know that has made up their mind about something that they actually don't
Yes.
know something about.
Yes. Yeah.
And
They
it's
don't know
utter
about it, so they
madness.
just read it, and now they believe that is true.
Yes. And yet these people are allowed to print this.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Political
know.
motivations and all that
Surely that's
nonsense.
misinformation. I'm sure you can go to prison if you advertise things that's not entirely 100% right.
No.
So why aren't
Not
these newspapers also being?
not them. Let's put it that way. Not
Yeah.
them. If you and me go and say something that is considered by them outlandish, here in the UK, yes, you can go to prison. We could say something in this video that could put us in prison.
Well, that doesn't bode well for me because I say most things I think, and it's not normally good.
I think so far we've done pretty well in. See, that's the other thing is we're having to self-censor,
Yes.
which is extremely annoying. We basically can't mention our political opinions because
I try my best not to. I think people can gauge what way I'm leaning, but we'll keep it at that.
yeah. So yeah, here in the UK, it is absolutely ridiculous. You could literally be taken to prison for something you say online, and that is just. But you know, this
That's
is
a
what
whole nother conversation for a whole nother topic.
that is something we should maybe one day do when we've moved out of the country.
Or just upload it to Rumble.
No, they can still
I
do it
think you'd
for
still
there.
get in trouble.
Yeah, yeah. So that's something we can have in a private conversation
One
with other
day.
people similarly minded. I was just
Again,
saying,
mate.
I hate the fact that we have to self-censor. You know, it's like it's a lot of things that I would like to speak out about, and unfortunately, I can't risk doing that to my family.
No, we're gonna have to keep our mouth shut for now. And just
Yeah.
we'll see. Let the cards fall where they may, but things have a tendency to come out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna get to a point where the current direction we're going is gonna escalate to the point where it's gonna go pretty much to brink of civil war, and possibly even cross the edge there, and then we'll see what happens. But in the end, it shall work itself out. Either we die or we move away from here or something happens. But yeah,
Who
it
knows
might
what's
not
going to
even
happen?
happen in our lifetime, for all we know. It
Probably
might
not. These
might
things
take that
tend to
long.
take a long time to play
Yes,
out. A very,
yes.
very long time to play out. So hopefully I'll be dead by then.
That's just
But
the key
yeah,
thing is teaching our kids what is the truth and what is not.
yes.
Yes.
But luckily, yeah, yeah. I tend to say what I think in the house, so
Yeah.
my missus don't always agree with it, but it's one of them.
No, me and Mrs. tend to agree mostly on these things.
Yeah, but I go as far as to say it to my kids in a way that my missus don't really appreciate.
Yeah.
Because I'm not taking a long way around. I'm just, again, there's the fact, deal with it. You
Yeah.
can't say that. Yes, I can. It is true. I'm allowed to say it. Not like to say it outside, but I'm saying my house.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's wrap this one up.
Yep, all done, all good.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, guys. Much appreciated.
Yes, thank you. And we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
See you soon.